Good evening, everybody, and welcome to tonight's advanced preview of the LNER Peppercorn A2 class. It's 60532, Blue Peter. So, Blue Peter is it's a very well-known loco. It's one of the big A2 locos from Peppercorn. Probably most unfortunately well known for an incident in 1994 where the locomotive suffered extensive damage following an uncontrolled wheel slip incident. I'll leave you to go and look up videos of that on YouTube, but it was pretty horrific. As a train fan, seeing that sort of thing happen to a beautiful locomotive like this was a really sad day. But we're bringing it back to you in virtual style for Train Simulator 2015. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to run a scenario. I'm joined here with Steve.
Hello.
And we're going to run one of the scenarios. So there are 3 career scenarios in the pack. Steve, can you just give us the names of those scenarios?
So the first one is called At the Starting Gate, the second one's The Second Leg, and the last one is The Final Furlong.
Superb. Okay, so without further ado then, let's get into the game and take a look at this this fantastic locomotive. Wait for the game to load. So a little subliminal messaging there. If you haven't already spotted, the Train Simulator sale is on. A number of different items at 33% off. I think the core game is off at 70% off, isn't it, Steve?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so now's a great time to get in or expand your collection. So, yes, this is definitely one that I've been looking forward to. So, hi everybody, just realised the camera's on over there.
Hello.
I'm busy looking at the game, looking at the loco. Here we go, Blue Peter. Oh, having some technical problems here with Steve's microphone. So the loco is in the BR green livery, and it comes with Blood and Custard's Mark 1 coaches. So you get a BSK, a BG. FK, RMB, the restaurant mini buffet, SK and the TSO. So you get quite a nice selection of Mark 1 coaches. Fantastic. So where's our journey going to take us this evening, Steve?
I believe we are on the way to Hitching. And we're at starting at Peterborough.
Fantastic.
They've been giving me all clear there.
You'll find this loco is quite easy to wheel if you give it too much power, but that adds to the skill, I think. So we've got instrument lights up here and cab lights. I think really set the cab off nicely, actually. Imagine running some nice evenings and nighttime scenarios with that on, fire open, blowing away. Right. So we've actually worked with one of our partners at Steam Sound Supreme to help us really get the sounds on this Loco as good as they can possibly get. So they work really hard with our guys. Really pleased with the results. Power on it. Questions? I'm happy to answer your questions. Deliveries has come in, says Sophia. It comes with single delivery in the VR green. JJC4468 says, does it have Steam Sound Supreme sound? We did work very closely with Steam Sound Supreme for the sound of this one, yes. We're very, very pleased with the hard work and the results speak for themselves. I hope everyone can hear me a little bit better now. Apologies for that. So, PBRS Productions 2015, will there be a raffle to win the LNER Peppercorn A2? We will be having a giveaway at some point during the show, yes. Glorious. That's a train. Yes, you can tell where my favourite locos are. Can we get another whistle, perhaps, Steve? How long is the scenario? Says Moleman. It's about 35 minutes. Glenn says, has it got a chime? No, you've heard the whistle that it comes with, which is the high pitch one. Dave M84 says, what is the route? This is the ECML London to Peterborough. Benny Boy Blues has asked if we can show the inside of the carriages, Steve. There you go, folks, that's the inside of the carriages. Moose4675 missed your reply earlier for the question, how many liveries are in the pack? There's one livery in the pack, the BR Green livery of the Blue Peter. If anyone's got any more questions, please do keep them coming in. I'll answer them as much as I can. Yes, Van Horido, this is specifically the Blue Peter Loco, yes, the 60532. So, PVRS Productions asks, will there be a marketplace add-on of Blue Peter in a different livery because I found pictures of it on Wikipedia? We'll get back to you. I don't know the answer to that question. I think the easiest thing is if you keep an eye out on Facebook after the main list pack launches. If there's any other packs, then we'll be letting you know as soon as we can via the usual mechanisms. Mr. Sandman says, would you consider this Loco the same, easier or harder to drive than others? I would say it's probably the same as any other steam Loco, so you know it's not an easy Loco to drive, but it's there'll be a nice challenge there, I think, for everybody. The wheel slip certainly adds a challenge of getting going. That's definitely true. Right car asks, so someone who's only driven diesel and electric locos, how would you recommend I start with steam? I would suggest the first place you go is to Academy. There's a series of very good scenarios that will teach you the basics of getting steam engines going. And from there, look at videos on YouTube and other Twitch streams to get hints and tips, things to do and things not to do, perhaps. And from there you should be able to get going. It's not too bad actually. Once you understand a few basic principles, which the Academy will walk them through, you should find it's actually reasonably easy. Ed Dominus Edwardius would like to know how fast you're going. 67 miles per hour. As EP232 says, practice, 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 yes. A lot of it is figuring out how to do things and the different timings and things. DWR6029 asking about other liveries. Keep an eye out on our usual channels, Facebook and Indian Driver and so forth. And if there's any news on that, we'll certainly get that out to you as soon as possible. I'm not aware of anything at this point. Right, we'll just turn the game audio down a little bit. Hopefully that's helping you hear me a little bit more. So for those that have just joined us, we're taking a look at the LNER A2 Peppercorn steam locomotive coming soon on Steam for Train Simulator. It comes with the BR Green locomotive 60532. It's an A2 loco, and it comes with a selection of Blood and Custard Mark 1 coaches. And some really nice sounds. It really is. It's a pleasure to drive this one. How are we doing there, Steve? Mr. Sandman, cab scene is well lit. We've got the instrument lights and the cab lights switched on, which are all independently controllable up on the top left. So you can get a really nice view from inside the cab. JJT4468 wants to know the top speed of this one. I think we're going to leave you to find that out. We want to know how fast you can go in it. One of the nice things with steam engines is that different people with different skill levels can actually achieve different top speeds with the different locomotives. Some time ago we launched the A4 pack with scenarios on London Brighton, and it came with a scenario which was a speed test. And one of the things there was it really we really saw how different styles people drove with, and the different speeds they were able to obtain. So really keen to see what you can get out of the A2. So the 3 scenarios it comes with are career scenarios, and they I think they all form part of the rail tour, don't they, Steve?
Yes, they do. Yeah. It's interesting because they're all named around racetracks, horse racing.
And why is that, Steve?
Because all the A2 Peppercorns are named after famous racehorses.
One of which was Blue Peter III. What this train is named after. It's not named after the TV show. Although the TV show did get very much involved in the preservation and restoration of the Loco. Twice, I think. As Kevin said, the top speed ever achieved with a Peppercorn was 101 miles per hour. Look at those coaches. I love those coaches. It's been a while since we've had some newer Blood and Custard Mark 1s. In fact, I think the Tornado was the last time there was Blood and Custard Mark 1s.
Yeah,
It's good to see that limited.
This time we've got the Buffet as well.
And we've got the Buffet as well.
last one.
Yeah, we've got the RMB. GWR 6009 asks, does the middle have the chime whistle or the LNER whistle? It has the original LNER whistle, not the chime whistle. Maybe it's a good time to have another whistle. It's such a good whistle. Glenn 652256 asks if we're anywhere near Nebworth. LNERBR says the sounds are so awesome. Really appreciate that feedback. We're really pleased with the sounds and the work that was put in between our own team and the Steam Sound Supreme team. Molman would like to have the train going whizzing past with an outside view.
See if we can get a track side. Doesn't want to do it this time, does it?
Just swing it around. JJC4468 has asked for a tour of the cab. So we just had a recommendation from one of the developers that helped work on this one to gently move the whistle from the inside. Very nice. Very nice. So another name that some of you may recognise that actually helped us just get this loco now perfectly is Ed from Mesh Tools. Helped us with some of the setup aspects of this train. So there's been some between our team and Mesh Tools and Steam Sound Supreme. There's been an awful lot of really clever people working on this loco. Mole Man says he's got a huge smile on his face right now. Excellent. That's what we're here for. Put smiles on faces. EP232 says the castle has some competition now. No, the castle's one of my favourite steam engines in the game. And, actually, I think you're right. The castle has some competition. This is a really nice one to drive as well. Trainman's asked how much it will cost. We'll have more information on that when it gets released. So if you keep an eye on the usual channels, such as Facebook, and you'll be able to find out as soon as it gets released. I've got details at that point. Moose asked when it's going to be released. Don't have a release date at the moment. This is a pre-release, so it's still technically in development, although it's quite near the end of development now. And it was just at a point where we thought we'd like to show you and get your feedback. So all the feedback is very welcome. And but yes, it's not quite there yet, but it will be very soon. And again, keep an eye out on Facebook and Twitter and all the usual places, and as soon as it's out, we shall let you know. Jimbo asks if this is an advanced loco. Well, all the steam locos are pretty advanced, so if you drive it with manual firing, then it's going to be pretty much a challenge. It's prone to wheel slip, so it's quite easy to it's quite difficult to get moving until you get the hang of it. And it's also got a realistic steam chest simulation, which means that the way that the steam reacts, the way that the throttle works is all much more prototypical, which has been a common feature of dovetailed steam locos for quite a while now, actually. If you prefer, you can turn that off by operating the bell command, which will switch it back to legacy mode. And legacy mode eliminates the steam chest simulation. XGNLL1986 has asked, what's our next stop, Steve?
Hitching.
Hitchin.
Next up.
London Speedborough route's absolutely, it's a really nice one for thrashing along. It's a good place to get the trains up to a good speed. So GWR6029 asked an interesting question. Can you change headlamp positions and does it come with any headboards? So Steve, can we have a look at the front of the Loco? So if you press H, okay. So as you cycle through all the different sequences with H, you can switch between lots and lots of different variations of headlight combinations. I don't think there are any headboards, but you can certainly switch between all the standard headlamp positions. JJ46468, I'm afraid we don't have any plans for headboards on this particular pack, but I'll certainly pass the feedback on to the team. LNER and BR says the SMA is a race course, and what better place to run a race horse, that's what I say. I'm just shutting up and letting you enjoy the sound effects. If you've got questions, please do post them on the chat and I shall do my best to answer them. PC Fantastic would like to see out the other window. There we go. This is the fireman's side. Good to keep your eye out the driver's side, however, because that's where the signals are. JJ4468 has asked if we can have a bit of a close-up on the valve gear. Must admit, I like the view where you can see the valve gear like that, especially if you're hanging outside of a coach on a rail tour. Steve, do you happen to know whether the windows will open and close on this one? Close the windows. I think it's only on one side because there isn't a closable window on the other side, if memory serves. You can't use the other side, but you can use the driver's window. Hope that answers your question, JJC4468. And Glenn652256 will ask the same question. You're very welcome, JJC. He says thank you for making such a good add-on. You are really, it's been our pleasure. This is, I think everyone in the team has had a bit of a part in this one. It's been a bit of a labour of love. EP232 commits the most heinous sin ever and says he's absolutely chuffed about this one. Very good. Very good. Make more bad jokes like that and we'll be steaming about it. About 8 miles to go, by the looks of it. Scott Rail asks, have we got a time whistle? No, this has got the original LNER whistle, as you just heard. So for those that have just joined, just a quick recap of what we're looking at here. This is the LNER A2 Peppercorn in BR green, named Blue Peter 60532. The pack comes with the Loco and also a selection of blood and custard coaches. It comes with 3 career scenarios for the ECML London to Peterborough route, and we're doing the first one of the scenarios now. Sounds we worked with Steam Sound Supreme on, and for some of the physics and setup, we called in the experts at Mesh Tools, particularly Ed. So there's been a lot of people working on this one, and I think it really proves out when we see the quality of the Loco. EP232 asks if there are different cab views. I believe it's the standard 2, isn't it, Steve? Yeah, so you've got the fireman's view. You've got the central one as well, which is rather splendid. And then you've got the driver's view. So 3 cab views. Driving these steam locos at speed like this is a really good challenge of managing your water, your boiler pressure and so forth, so it's a really good way to really learn how to get the best out of these locos. Matthew Herbert's asked, is this the fastest this train can go? I think we've been cruising along at a steady 70 or so. About 65, 70. We're really keen to see how fast you can get it once you've got the Loco. Let us know with how fast that you get it.
Building the boiler pressure up to the point, so just trying to push it a little bit, see how fast we can go before we have to brake. Start braking a bit.
Fletcher asked what stock it is. It is the Blood and Custard Mark 1 rolling stock. Once we get stopped in the station, we'll just have a quick look around the train, a few close-ups of the Loco while it finishes the load. So PVRS Productions asks, how long does it normally take to create a piece of DLC, Loco, wagons or route with Loco wagons? It really depends how many people are involved in it, because we don't have one person working on a particular product. There's normally quite a size 4, 5, 6 people working on a particular project. However, a normal Loco will take us probably in the order of 2 to 3 months, I think, with a team of somewhere around 5 different people working on it. And a route can take 3 or 4 months, but there's normally quite a lot more people working on a route. So there's they take quite a lot of. If you take that out in terms of man months, routes can tend to be sort of a couple of years' work. which is condensed because of the large number of people working on a particular project. So I hope that answers your question. It's a little bit vague because like I said, it depends on how many people are working on it and what they're doing on it. So we're just pulling into Hitchin now, which is the final stop of the scenario. Glenn asked, what does it sound like when it's working hard up a hill? Honestly, I don't know, because I've not really played with this one much myself, other than watching over people's shoulder and providing comment. If it's anything like the rest of the sounds, though, I have high hopes. So from the sounds of the comments, we had an AWS horn go off a little while ago there, and everyone's really liking that. We are pulling into Hitchin now.
We could have done pulling up the platform a little bit further, but I'll do.
So if we're going to have a fly around the Loco and look at the coaches. So these are the Blood and Custard Mark 1 coaches that come in the pack.
Go. Hold on.
And there it is. 60532 Blue Peter. So that pack is coming soon. This is just a pre-release look at this Loco as it finishes its development cycle.